I want you guys to mark your calendars and remember today, because this day is the day. This is the moment. And Terence Bud Crawford, he just planted the flag in that moment. It's the boxing revolution.
Ain't paying your ass shit.
Terence Crawford, widely viewed as the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world, has drawn a bold line in the sand that few expected. He has made it unmistakably clear that he will not be paying the $300,000 fee, and he has zero intention of issuing an apology. For Bud, this situation is far bigger than money or a routine sanctioning charge. To him, it's about honor and self-respect. He is challenging the establishment, prepared to risk consequences to prove that his principles cannot be bought.
It's free! How you love that? $180,000 free. How much your belt cost? I wonder, how much your belt cost? Huh? I don't see no receipts on your belt. It's crazy. Y'all be having so much taxes on these belts. You got some nerves. It's crazy that you can sit up there and have all these belts. You know, you got the WBC silver, the WBA intern, the whatever belt y'all got, and you taxing these fighters every time they fight, and you claim that you for these fighters. You're not for these fighters. You probably worse than the promoters. But hey, I wish you the best, you know? I wish you the best, you and your company.
The boxing world lit up with reaction today. Terence Crawford has officially been stripped of his WBC Super Middleweight Championship. But if you think this is just a minor clerical issue or a simple case of paperwork gone wrong, you're missing the true drama. This is open defiance. Crawford didn't just lose a title, he rejected it publicly in a heated, viral outburst that pulled the curtain back on boxing's political greed.
Mauricio, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, you know, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. But listen though, you should have took the money, and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. As your champion, the WBC champion. The undisputed champion at that. But you want to make it about you. You want to say, oh, well, you stripping me. Like, I've been stripped before. The IBF just stripped me when I was at 147. Doesn't matter. I'm still considered the undisputed champion. I'm still the champion in the division. Because you know why? The only belt that's recognizable as the champion is the ring belt, baby. That's the #1 belt in the division. That trumps all belts.
To understand the root of Crawford's anger, you have to examine the stance of the man behind the decision, WBC President Mauricio Suleiman. In the WBC's version of events, they claim they were acting generously. Normally, after a boxer wins a major unification fight, the governing bodies demand a standard fee of around 3% of the total purse. On a $50 million payday, that figure would easily exceed $1 million simply for the right to hold the belt. Suleiman insists he intervened to do Crawford a major favor by reducing that percentage to just 0.6%. In their eyes, a $300,000 charge was a generous compromise, almost a friendly courtesy to the fighter. Suleiman reportedly waited for appreciation or payment, but none ever came. When the deadline expired with no transaction, he took to the public, describing Crawford's refusal as a direct insult to an organization that had supported him.
We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route, no response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved.
Crawford, however, sees that so-called favor as nothing more than extortion in disguise. In a video response that has now drawn millions of views, he stares into the camera clearly furious and completely unfiltered. There's no prepared script, no media spin, just raw emotion. His argument is straightforward but brutal. What makes the WBC so important? He explains that he quietly paid fees to the IBF, WBO, and WBA without any issue. Those organizations took their cut and moved on. The WBC, however, kept demanding more. Crawford voiced the same question fans are now asking: who do they think they are? He accuses them of believing they stand above the rest, acting with a superiority complex. To him, this wasn't a discount at all. It was a random cash grab because they knew how much he had earned. He refused to be pressured just because of the color of the belt, telling Sulaiman clearly, "I'm not apologizing."
You know, I see Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. The fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt.
Crawford's message turns even more intense when he moves beyond money and begins attacking the ethics of the entire system. What started as a contract issue quickly transforms into a fight against exploitation. He reminds everyone that he is the one stepping into danger, taking blows, and risking brain damage each time he enters the ring. Meanwhile, the people demanding their cut are sitting comfortably on the sidelines, protected from harm yet profiting from violence. He describes boxing executives living luxurious lifestyles, flying on private planes, staying in elite hotels, and eating expensive meals, all funded by the brutal sacrifices of fighters. He likens sanctioning bodies to corrupt governments, taxing the working class to support the rich. When he snaps, "You better slap yourself," he's speaking for every fighter who has ever felt used by those in suits behind closed doors. At that moment, it stops being about a dollar amount and becomes about basic human respect.
That don't even make sense. I'm the motherfucker that's putting my life on the line, not you. You ain't stepping your motherfucking ass in that ring. You were nobody else. You were nobody else. So why should I have to pay to carry your belt? You should be paying me. If you want to be truthful, you should be paying me. I don't see it irks my nerves how this dude gets on a plane, gets a hotel suite. Him and his buddies, they go out to dinner, 5-star meals, all that, and guess who gotta pay for it? Us fighters. We paying for y'all to come out here, have the time of y'all life, stay in the best hotels of y'all life, and It's all done on our dime. It's done on our dime. Do that sound right to y'all? It's crazy, ain't it? We the one out there getting battered, knocked upside our head, and every time we step foot in the ring, we gotta pay them a sanction fee like they the government. We getting taxed. It's crazy.
Perhaps the biggest blow to the WBC comes from the way Crawford completely diminishes the value of their most famous prize. For decades, the green belt has been advertised as boxing's ultimate symbol of greatness. But in a single 3-minute video, Crawford reduced it to nothing more than an overpriced souvenir. He said they could come collect it because it's just metal and leather that costs more trouble than it's worth. He then shifted attention to the only title he actually respects, the Ring Magazine belt. His logic is simple and hard to dispute. That belt represents true lineage and clear dominance in a division. And most importantly, it comes with no sanctioning fees. By elevating the ring belt above all others, Crawford is sending a powerful message: greatness can't be purchased from alphabet organizations. That message is a branding disaster for the WBC, suggesting their titles are for sale rather than earned.
So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit, the fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you every time I step foot in the fucking ring?
Naturally, Crawford has his own theory about why all this is happening now, and it has everything to do with the man he just defeated, Canelo Alvarez. He accuses the WBC of blatant favoritism, pointing to the long-running situation involving David Benavidez. For nearly 2 years, Benavidez remained the mandatory challenger, yet was repeatedly denied his title shot. By the rules, Canelo should have been stripped for avoiding the fight, but the WBC allowed him to keep the belt without consequence.
Now, since Canelo is no longer a belt holder coming into his next fight, a fight that's still expected to make a lot of money due to Canelo's popularity and ongoing contract with Riyadh Season, this means that for the first time in 7 years, not a single sanctioning body will benefit from Canelo's earnings. So the sooner Canelo becomes champion again, the better for them. But for the time being, they'll have to rely on Terence Crawford as their sanctioning fee provider. These sanctioning bodies make a lot of money from Canelo being their champion. Like, why did you think there wasn't any pressure coming from them when Benavidez was Canelo's mandatory? It's because if Canelo lost, then they'll have to rely on Benavidez and his $7 million purses. And if they decide to bully and pressure Canelo, and Canelo says, you know what, screw it, and decides to vacate the belt instead, then it's the same thing. They lose the benefit of a Canelo payday.
Then, the moment Crawford captures that same title, he is stripped almost immediately over a financial dispute. To him, that contrast is no coincidence. He believes the organization is still loyal to Canelo, their biggest star and money draw. In Crawford's mind, the WBC was hoping for Canelo to win and keep their business booming. When Crawford ruined that scenario, they responded by turning on him. It presents a disturbing image of a system where rules are flexible for superstars but rigid for anyone who disrupts the business model.
Terence Crawford had an issue with the WBC this morning. They stripped him at 168 pounds. He was complaining about sanctioning fees and things like that. Just what are your thoughts on that whole issue?
¿Cuál es tu opinión de lo que pasó con Terence Crawford por la mañana, que lo dejaron sin el cinturón de la CMB por no pagar la tarifa del cinturón?
Bueno, es algo que se tiene que cumplir, como el protocolo de antidopaje con BADA, pero bueno, él sabrá por qué no quiso pagar.
Look, it's something that it just has to be done, like any protocol, like BADA, for example, right? So it is what it is.
However, the situation isn't entirely one-sided. As discussions erupted online, boxing fans and forum users uncovered an important detail tied to the $300,000 fee. Reports claim that approximately $225,000 of that amount was intended for a special WBC fund designed to support retired boxers.
This is exactly what we're talking about. Fighters, don't adhere to these rules, don't pay these fees, like don't do it, don't fall for it. And then I see in the middle of the show, Nick Khan is on Pat McAfee's show kind of saying the exact same thing. Saying that, like, look, this is a perfect example as to why. I think the quote was something like, what was the quote? I saw it here moments ago. Golly, I saw it. Does anyone have it? There was
the quote is, what we're looking to do with the Muhammad Ali Revival Act is presenting a different option for boxers. We'll have our own ranking systems and the champion will fight the number one contender. Let's do things in a credible way. So they're trying to like organize it in a way that, you know, there's one singular belt, there's a ranking system, UFC style.
That revelation complicates the narrative. The fund is meant to assist former fighters who are now struggling with health problems, financial hardship, or both. If a large portion of the fee truly was destined for that cause, Crawford's refusal could be seen not as defiance against corruption, but as turning his back on the very men who paved the way for him. The WBC has not fully emphasized this publicly yet, but it remains their strongest possible defense if public opinion shifts. This controversy is no longer just about a championship or a payment. It symbolizes a change in boxing's power structure. In his rant, Crawford also references Turkey, a clear nod to Turki Al-Sheikh of Saudi Arabia, who has recently flooded the sport with massive funding. Crawford is implying that the old system, built on sanctioning fees and politics, is becoming outdated. He is placing his hopes on a new era that pushes out figures like Suleiman and replaces them with cleaner leadership. He is essentially declaring that in today's boxing world, sanctioning bodies need fighters more than fighters need sanctioning bodies.